Hi people, it's me, Anja, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a new recommended reads video. Today's video focuses on my favorite QPOC books. If you don't know what QPOC stands for, it stands for Queer Person of Color. So all of these books feature main characters that are not only queer, but they're also people of color. So, yay. First book on this list is called Little and Lion. This book features a black bisexual main character. This story is so good. It's YA contemporary. It follows Suzette, or main character, and as she's settling back into her old life, she ends up falling for the same girl that her brother likes. So that's fun. I really enjoy this story because I really enjoyed the conversations that Brandy Colbert brought to light. She brought such good conversations, such as like mental health and sexuality. Like, I think that those two topics are so rarely discussed together, you know what I mean? So I really enjoy this story. It has great representation, has great conversations, it also has a great storyline. So with that, I highly recommend this book. The next book on this list is called Cemetery Boys, written by Aiden Thomas. This book has a main character who is Latinx, gay, and transgender. So if you didn't know, this is a YA fantasy contemporary, and it follows a young boy named Yajlael, who's determined to prove his true gender to his traditional Latinx family, and he accidentally summons a ghost who refuses to leave. This story is so good. I know I've talked about it many times before. I'm sure you've probably heard of it already, but it is literally so good. It is also own voices as well, which means that this story is inspired by the author's own experiences, because the author is also transgender, and I believe that they are also gay and Latinx too. But anyway, basically this story is so good. Not only does it have great realistic representation, as a cisgender, like, straight woman, I can only speak for the representation to an extent, but I thought that it was great. Also, the storyline itself was also really good. I'm planning to film the Cemetery Boys book tag eventually, but I don't know when that video is going to go up. But anyway, this story is so good. So if you haven't read it already, please go read it. I don't know what you're doing with your life if you haven't read it. Please go read it because it is so good. The next book on the list is one of my favorites of this year, and it is I'll Be the One, written by Lyla Lee. This follows Sky, who's Asian and bisexual, and she is determined to become the world's first plus-size K-pop star. This book was so good. I love how it was both fluffy and hard-hitting. Like, it was the perfect balance of being hard-hitting and fluffy. It's YA contemporary, and I really enjoy this story because it was so good. Sometimes when a story is too fluffy, it becomes too cheesy really fast, but on the other hand, sometimes when a book is too hard-hitting, it becomes too overwhelming and sometimes a little bit uncomfortable at times. But the story was the perfect balance of both, and that is why I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. Sky is such a wonderful, resilient, lovely character. I love her so much. The romance was wonderful as well. Her love interest is also bisexual. We love to see it. This story was so good, and I highly recommend it. As a person who's not plus size, I can only speak about the plus size representation to an extent, but I thought that it was good. It was realistic. I felt myself like feeling for Sky, if that makes any sense. So basically, this story was really good, and that is why I highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Ace of Shades, written by Foody. This story is YA fantasy, and one of the main characters, Levi, is black and bisexual. So, if you didn't know, Ace of Shades is the first in the YA fantasy trilogy, and it follows N and Levi. But N is straight out of finishing school, and she goes to the City of Sin to find her missing mother, and her only lead is Levi, who is not the gentleman that she expects him to be. This story is so good. Foody is such an underrated YA fantasy author. I love her so much. Her books are so good. She's writing in middle grade for 2021, and I'm so excited for it. But anyway, I love Ace of Shades in particular because the world building, the characters, the plot twists. This trilogy is literally so good. It is so incredible. It is so amazing. It's highly underrated and underhyped. It's absolutely so good. And the covers alone are like absolutely so pretty. Like this story is so good. So anyway, with that, I would highly recommend this book. The next book on this list is called Summerboard Blue, written by Akemi Bowman. The main character of this story is on the questioning ALO-A spectrum, and she is also Asian. This story is so good. So anyway, it follows Rumi, who's sent to Hawaii to live with her aunt after her sister dies. The story is so good. So there is a trigger warning for death and grief. But anyway, this story is so good. This was not the first book that I have read by Akemi Bowman, but this is the story that really solidified that Akemi Bowman is such an underrated YA contemporary author. I literally love her so much. Summerboard Blue was the first 5-star book that I've read by her. It is literally so good. I know that I've said the word literally so many times, but it's so good. This story is so underrated. The representation was so wonderful. The storyline itself, the plot, the characters were just so incredible. Akemi Bowman is such a wonderful author. I am so excited for the Infinity Court, which comes out in March, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, Summerboard Blue is so good, and it may be Akemi Bowman's best book. So with that, I highly recommend it. The last book on this list is called Radio Silence, written by Oseman. For those who don't know, this is a YA contemporary book, and the main character, Frances, is bisexual and biracial. She's half Ethiopian and half European, so that makes her a person of color. I love this book so much. I feel like everybody knows that though, because I literally created the Radio Silence book tag in honor of how much I love this book so much. And I just love it so much. Frances is such a relatable, realistic character. I love her. The storyline, love it. The plot, love it. This story is so good, and it's the reason why Loveless by Alice Oseman is one of my most anticipated 2020 books. And no, I haven't read it yet because it's just not available here. But anyway, Radio Silence is literally so good. I'm not going to explain the synopsis of the story because I feel like it's better if you go into this book the same way I did, and I had no knowledge of the synopsis before going into it. So I feel like you would enjoy it too if you went into it like no bias opinion, you know what I mean? Other than the fact that you should read this book because I absolutely love it so much, and I hope that you too will also enjoy it because it is absolutely so incredible, and it deserves all of the hype and so much more. So anyway, with that, I highly recommend this book because it's so good. So in conclusion, I highly recommend all of the books on this list. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below your favorite QPOC books. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!